Beyoncé Giselle Knowles Carter, born September 4, 1981, is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and businesswoman. Through her vocal abilities, musical versatility, live performances, and cultural important work, she has established herself as one of the most significant entertainers of the 21st century. Beyoncé is one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with estimated sales of over 200 million records. Beyoncé rose to fame in 1997 as a member of the Destiny's Child, one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. Her debut solo album, Dangerously in Love, in 2003, became one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century and spawned the US Billboard Hot 100 #1 single Crazy in Love and Baby Boy. Beyoncé's commercial success continued with the album Beat Day, I Am Sasha Fierce, and all of which featured in hit singles including Check on It, Irreplaceable, If I Were a Boy, Single Ladies, Hello, Run the World, and Love on Top. She has also ventured into acting, starring in the film Austin Powers in Goldmember, Dreamgirls, Cadillac Records, Obsessed, and Black is King, as well as voicing Nyla in The Lion King and Mufasa, The Lion King. Beyoncé's career shifted after forming her own management company, Parkwood Entertainment, creating monocultural events through acclaimed concept album. Beyoncé is the only female artist to debut all of their 8 studio albums at #1 on the US Billboard 200. She is the most awarded and nominated artist of all time in the history of Grammy Awards, as well as the most awarded artist at the BET, NAACP, Image, and Soul Train Music Award. Her induction include the Guinness World Record Hall of Fame and the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame, the first woman to headline all studio tour. Beyoncé is one of the highest-grossing live acts in history. Billboard named her the top female artist of the 2000s and the greatest pop star of the 21st century. Rolling Stone listed her as one of the greatest singers ever and included several of her albums, singles, and music videos among the greatest of all time. Beyoncé Knowles was born on September 4, 1981, at the Park Plaza Hospital in Houston, Texas, to Tina Knowles, a hairdresser and salon owner, and Matthew Knowles, a sales manager. Tina is Louisiana Creole and Matthew is African American. Beyoncé's sister, Solange Knowles, is also a singer and a former backup dancer for Destiny's Child. Solange and Beyoncé are the first sisters both to have had #1 solo album. Beyoncé researched her ancestry and discovered that she descended from a slave owner who married his slave. Her mother is also a distant Irish and Jewish ancestry. Beyoncé also had Belgian ancestry from Hainaut Province, Wallonia, and is related to a former mayor of Fruitchaplain, Belgium. Beyoncé was raised with multiple religious traditions, attending St. John's United Methodist Church in Houston as well as St. Mary's of the Purification Catholic Church. She went to St. Mary's Catholic Montessori School in Houston and enrolled in dance classes there. Her singing ability was discovered when dance instructor Johnson began humming a song and Beyoncé finished it, able to hit the high-pitched notes. Beyoncé's interest in music and performance continued after winning a school talent show at age 7, singing John Lennon's Image to beat 15 to 16-year-olds. In the fall of 1990, Beyoncé enrolled in Parker Elementary School, a music magnet school in Houston, where she performed with the school's choir. She also attended the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, and later Elif Elksey High School. Beyoncé was also a member of the choir at St. John's United Methodist Church, where she sang her first solo and was soloist for 2 years. When Beyoncé was 8 years, she met Latavia Robinson at an audition for All Girls Entertainment Group. They were placed into a group called Girls Time with 3 other girls and rapped and danced on the talent show circuit in Houston. After seeing the group, R&B producer Anne Frager brought them to his North California studio and placed them in Star Search, the largest talent show on national TV at the time. Girls' Time failed to win, and Beyoncé later said the song they performed was no good. In 1995, Beyoncé's father Matthew resigned from his job to manage the group. The move reduced the family's income by half, and Beyoncé's parents were forced to sell their house and car and move into separate apartments. Matthew cut the original lineup to 4, and the group continued performing as an opening act for other established R&B girl groups. The girls auditioned before records labels and were finally signed to Elektra Records, moving to Atlanta Records briefly to work on their first recording, only to be cut by the company. This put further strain on the family, and Beyoncé's parents separated. On October 5, 1995, Dwayne Wade Grassroots Entertainment signed the group. In 1996, the girls began recording their debut album under an agreement with Sony Music. The Knowles family reunited, and shortly after, the group got a contract with Columbia Records with the assistance of Columbia talent scout Teresa LaBarbera White. The group later changed their name to Destiny's Child in 1996, based upon a passage in the book of Isaiah. In 1997, Destiny's Child released their major label debut song, Killing Time, on the soundtrack to the 1997 film Men in Black. In November, the group released their debut single and first major hit, No No No. They released their self-titled debut album in February 1998, which established the group as a viable act in the music industry. The group released their multi-platinum second album, The Writings on the Wall, in 1999. The record features songs such as Bills, 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 the group's first #1 single, Jump Jump, and Say My Name, which became their most successful song at the time and will remain one of their signature songs. Say My Name. Say My Name won the Best R&B Performance by a duo or group with vocals and the Best R&B Song at the 43rd Annual Grammy Awards. The Writings on the Wall sold more than 8 million copies worldwide. During this time, Beyoncé recorded a duet with Mark Nelson, an original member of Boyz II Men, on the song After All Is Said and Done for the soundtrack to the 1999 film The Best Men, as well as Ways to Get Cut Off, a collaboration with fellow Colombian record signee Jojo Robinson that was later shelved. The remaining band members recorded Independent Woman Part 1, which appeared on the soundtrack to the 2000 film Charlie's Angels. It became their best-charting single, topping the US Billboard 100 charts for 11 consecutive weeks. In early 2001, whilst Destiny's Child was completing their third album, Beyoncé landed a major role in the MTV made-for-television film Carmen, a hip-opera starring alongside American actor McKay Pfeiffer. Sorry if I butchered the guys. Set in Philadelphia, the film is a modern interpretation of the 19th century opera Carmen by French composer Georges Bizet. When the third album, Survivor, was released in May 2001, Luckett and Robinson filed a lawsuit claiming that the song was aimed at them. The album debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, with first week sales of 663,000 copies sold. The album swagged other #1 hits Bootylicious and the title track Survivor, the latter of which earned the group a Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance by a duo or group with vocals. After releasing their holiday album, 8 Days of Christmas in October 2001, the group announced a hiatus to further pursue solo careers. On the 27th of March 2022, Beyoncé performed Be Alive at the 94th Academic Awards, choreographed by friend and past collaborator Fatima Robinson. Beyoncé was applauded for choosing to perform on the Compton Tennis Court Venice, and Serena Williams practiced in their childhood instead of at the venue. On June 9, Beyoncé removed her profile pic across various social media platforms, causing speculation that she will be releasing new music. Days later, Beyoncé caused further speculation via her non-profit Feel Good Twitter account, hinting at her upcoming 7th studio album. On June 15, 2022, Beyoncé officially announced her 7th studio album titled Renaissance. The lead single of Renaissance, Break My Soul, was released on June 20th. The album was released on July 29, 2022. Break My Soul became Beyoncé's 20th top 10 single on the Billboard 100, which made her join Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson as the only artist on Hot 100 history to achieve at least 20 top 10 as a solo artist and 10 as a member of a group. As Renaissance was released, Beyoncé announced that the album was the first installment of a trilogy she conceived and recorded over 3 years during the COVID-19 pandemic, a time she found to be the most creative period. The three recorded projects are designated into acts under Roman numerals. Upon release, Renaissance received universal acclaim from critics. Renaissance debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart, making her the first female artist to have her first 7th studio album debut at number 1 in the United States. Break My Soul concurrently rose to number 1 on the Billboard 100, becoming the 12th song to do so across her career discography. On January 21, 2023, Beyoncé performed in Dubai at a private show. The performance, which was her first full concert in more than 4 years, was delivered to an audience of influencers and journalists. Beyoncé was reportedly paid $24 million to perform. Beyoncé faced criticism for her decision to perform in the United Arab Emirates, where homosexuality is illegal. On February 1st, Beyoncé announced the Renaissance World Tour with dates in North America and Europe, which will become, for a short span, the highest gross tour by a female artist. On July 28th, Beyoncé appeared on Del Resto, Echoes, the second single from rapper Travis Scott's album Utopia, eventually becoming her 100th career appearance on the Billboard Chart 100, encompassing Destiny's Child, her solo career, and musical duo The Carters. On November 30, 2023, Beyoncé released documentary concept film Renaissance, a film by Beyoncé written, directed and produced by her in collaboration with film director AMC Theatres. The film chronicles the development and execution of Beyoncé's Renaissance World Tour and contains new song My House in the end credits. In February 2024, Beyoncé launched her hair care brand Sacred. On February 11th, immediately following a partner commercial with Verizon for the Super Bowl L8, she announced the second installment of her trilogy project and released its first 2 songs, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. Texas Hold'em became her highest chart debut in her career, her 9th solo number 1 and her 13th across all credits on Billboard 100. On March 12, 2024, she announced the album's title, Cowboy Carter, a country and gospel single record. It was released on March 29 to universal acclaim from critics and includes collaboration with artists including tenor Adele and her daughter Rumi Carter, Miley Cyrus, Tiara Kennedy, Willie Jones, Post Malone, Linda Martell, Willie Nelson, Shad Buzzy, Britney Spencer, Dolly Parton, and Rena Roberts. In July 2024, NBC released 2 promotional commercials featuring Beyoncé for their coverage of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, France. Set to Cowboy Carter song Yeah Yeah, and just for fun. She introduced the entire USA Olympic team and global medal gymnast Simone Biles, respectively. On August 20th, Beyoncé announced Sir Davis, a whiskey in collaboration with Malt Hennessy, developed for years prior and co-founded with master distiller Dr. Biles Lumsden. In October 2024, Levi's launched a 4-part global campaign with Beyoncé titled Reimagine that will stretch into 2025 and focus on women's history of the company, using Cowboys Carter track Levi's jeans. The first commercial starring Beyoncé amassed 2.4 billion impressions in under a month. Beyoncé reprised her role as Nala for Mufasa, The Lion King, a prequel to the 2019 remake, released in December 2024. She headlined the first ever NFT Christmas Games Day halftime show that month, performing songs from Cowboy Carter for the first time. The Cowboy Carter Tour was announced on February 1st, 2025 at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. Beyoncé became the first black artist in 50 years since Charlie Pride and the Pointer Sisters to win an award in the country music category. She is the first black artist ever to win the Grammy Awards for the Best Country Album. She additionally won the Grammy Awards for Album of the Year, becoming the first black woman to do so since Lauryn Hill won for the Miss Education of Lauryn Hill in 1999.